Hello again, my friends, and welcome back to another Leal Legacy Vloggentary, a special Vloggentary. It's our first ride-along Vloggentary. Back in May 2021, we took a family trip down to Disney's Animal Kingdom. This was a first trip for me, for Bane, and for Maverick as well. Marissa and Rylan had been there previously. Hey, look, there they are. And kind of led the way in the things we should do. Marissa's good at that. She's a Disney pro and a Disney trip planning pro. Probably one of the greatest ride strategists of our day. Without her, a lot of our trips would be probably hot messes. So, look at this. Disney's Animal Kingdom is probably one of the most detailed, themed parks. Detail-oriented. Very detail-oriented. It's weird I said detailed themed. The theming isn't details. The theming is various parts of the world where, exotic parts of the world where you can experience a taste of the culture, the food, and the animals that are found across these various lands. Disney's Animal Kingdom doesn't have a ton of rides, but the rides it does have, I think, are all pretty much hits. Kilimanjaro safaris that we're doing right now, or about to ride right now, opened back in 1998, April 22nd, 1998, to be precise. It's 110 acres large, and each ride vehicle can accommodate 32 riders. We're going to go over more of the everything you didn't know you wanted to know about Kilimanjaro safaris in our retrospective companion podcast. So keep a lookout for that. Leal Legacy's Riding Rock. If you haven't already, go jump on your favorite podcast provider and subscribe so you don't miss that episode when it comes out and find out all the interesting tidbits of, oh, look at baby Maverick. Maverick was just about, he was over 3 months old, or exactly 3 months old almost. But here we are. We're off. We're off. Oh boy, it's going to be one of those episodes. Well, I didn't have a child sitting on my lap, but it probably would have been safer if Bane had been. But at the same time, there's no containing that tornado of a child. I love him so much. His mask kind of covers his eyes a little bit there. But he's still got a good view. Bane's commentary. See? Alligator. No, it's just a rock. Bane's commentary is probably far better than the one I'm providing right now, but, So the first animal we saw, there's an okapi. There's so many okapis on Bane's side. Bane has a way of being able to get excited about just about everything when it comes to animals, even rocks. Remember a little while ago he said, "Look, an alligator." He gets so excited that he'll hallucinate animals sometimes. I don't know if you were able to hear, but as soon as the person said they were a copy, Bane said he loves a copy, and I can promise you he has never actually seen an okapi before, and now he's calling it a goat. So that is my pride and joy right there, in every imaginable way. The layout of this safari ride had me beyond impressed, honestly. I grew up in San Diego, California, and San Diego, California is known for a number of things, but one of the things it's really well known for is its zoo, the world-famous San Diego Zoo, and what was once called the Wild Animal Park. Hey, look, a rhino. I think they have since changed the name of the Wild Animal Park to something else. I don't really care to look into it, but I've had my fair share of experiences at awesome zoos and safari park kind of experiences, and this one hands down takes the cake for the most interesting, the most well crafted, and the animals that they had were very visible. And you would think that in the Florida heat, it would be kind of challenging for a lot of those animals to be out walking around. We did go on this ride first during our trip to Animal Kingdom, and that, per Marissa's guidance, she said that there will be more animals visible and out and about because the heat wouldn't have like hit its high for the day. And she was right. She was right. Let's see what's going on here. Hippos. We're looking for hippos. Oh wow. 8 minutes. That's pretty impressive. Did we end up seeing a hippo? Let's see. Oh, there we go. A bloat. A bloat of hippos. I didn't know that was what they were called. Bane's impressed by the big bird. Dude, there's hippos. There's hippos in there. Oh, they're so cute. I hate to talk over Baney and our tour guide because they shared some, fun information and very fun reactions. So maybe I'll kind of... Where did flamingos? There's no flamingos here.
That's 8 feet. And they're still the smallest.
Who's the smallest? I couldn't hear because I was talking over you. I'm so sorry. All right, maybe I should... There's a rickety bridge. And above us, did you see that? Oh, I don't remember. Did we cross the bridge? Oh, we are. Nile crocodiles. There we go. Bane gets super excited over reptiles, I've noticed. Remember, so much so that he thought a rock was an alligator at the beginning of all this. I shot this on my phone, and, it was the first time I had used my phone to capture any footage and stuff from a park, and I think it worked out okay. Wide open African savanna. Is this the bridge finally that we were going to go over? Had we done that already? Maybe we did. I wasn't paying attention.
9 months out of the year to conserve water because it holds 30,000 gallons of water in its trunk.
Oh wow.
Animals can go to it in the drought season. It's got a spongy bark.
You're talking about camels?
Peel the bark off to get water.
That's pretty fascinating.
Here on the left, we do have our first view of the savannah.
Oh, look at that. There's the savannah.
All that shortcut grass, well, that's the work of all the grazers that we have.
That is impressive. You see what I mean? Just leave it to Disney to take such a fun idea and really, really take it to the next level. Because other safari park rides that I've been on, you don't really feel like you're at anywhere other than a zoo. You know what I mean? Oh, look at those animals. It was a joke. Did you laugh? Bane loves giraffes. Fairly confident. I'm not sure. I haven't been able to tell by doing this ride along. I'm pretty sure Bane has said he loves every animal that he has seen, and he's not making that up. Kid loves animals. This, I believe, is technically Maverick's first ever Disney ride, Kilimanjaro Safari. So that was a fun thing to capture. Wolves.
However, you don't want to take one of these home.
What is this?
I do.
It's a wild dog? Or a hyena?
They're the number 1 hunter of mammals in Africa.
Oh.
They'll actually run their prey to exhaustion. 80 to 90%.
Did you hear Rylan? Apparently he wants to bring one home.
Oh, there's goats. Those large cattle in the back corner, those are Ankoli cattle, also called the Watusi cattle.
Ankoli cattle, which Bane thought were goats.
Actually, the only domesticated animal.
Anything with horns, apparently Bane thinks is a goat.
You got a glimpse of those horns? You see how very large they were? they'd be, though.
The horns?
They have a honeycomb-like structure inside of them.
Oh, sounds brittle,
It actually helps to
maybe.
circulate their blood and keep them cool. It's kind of like an air conditioner on their head.
Fascinating. The horns themselves circulate blood?
Now you can see these giraffes are kind of going from tree to tree.
I really wish I was paying more attention during this.
20 hours of the day. Eat the other 3.5. They're actually looking for food. And that last
Look at
30
that.
minutes,
You actually feel like you are in
they only sleep on average 30
another
minutes.
country. You don't. This doesn't feel like Central Florida at all.
Cat naps at a time.
And I know I keep singing the praises of the Imagineers that helped put this together, but like, come on, really?
Longer accidental naps.
It's so. I don't know. Marissa said it earlier in this video that Animal Kingdom is just one of the most detailed and immersive kind of like
These brown antelope walking right towards us. These are sable antelope.
places,
They're actually the
attractions,
antelopes of the Harambe River.
destinations that I think
Fight or
Disney
flight
has
situation, they will always
ever
fight back.
developed.
Now,
And
those
man,
slow
she's not wrong.
strike marks, they
It's not my
actually
favorite
use
park
for any
out of the
predators who
4
might try
at
to
Walt
jump
Disney
on their
World,
ride.
but it's definitely worth doing, and I would say worth doing more than once,
And up on this
especially if
way
you
down, there's
aren't
one
able to
standing
make
up
it on the
as a
rides.
wildebeest.
Bane loves wildebeest. I don't know if that's the sound they make though.
Migrating herds on Earth. Up to 1.5 million wildebeest can gather together,
25 million? Is that what she said?
roam for up to 1,000
Look at
miles
that.
in search of food or water. Over here on the left, those are eland.
Oh, those are eland, not wildebeest.
Antelope.
Wildebeest were somewhere else. I don't know if I got those on camera.
They can weigh up to 2,000 pounds.
What can?
And my most favorite fact about them, from a complete standstill, they can jump 8 feet into the air.
Whoa! 8-foot vertical leap? I mean, jeez. How often do they just jump straight up into the air, though? Right? I mean, I'd imagine they'd try to leap over things, but do they ever just jump straight into the air for not really any reason? And what reason would there be for to jump that high in the air standing still?
Fortunately, you have more eyes than I do, and I have to watch the road.
Oh, what are we looking for? What'd they say?
I do see an elephant on the right-hand side.
Ooh.
However,
Oh, I
there's
guess
one
animals in
monkey
general?
section to the left here. On these rocks, those are mandrills. The largest monkey, the male, is actually back
Oh,
to your left.
there we go.
Now he can get up to 100 pounds.
I think
Females on average are
they're
about
mandrills. I said baboons, but mandrills. Are mandrills? Is that what Rafiki is?
shy, but very social to one another. They'll actually, like humans, smile at each other.
Oh,
It's a friendly gesture.
that is a friendly gesture.
However, if they ever smile at a human
Yeah.
or another animal, it's a sign of aggression.
oh. Well, when I smile at someone, it's usually associated with a sign of aggression as well. So maybe I'm part mandrill.
All right, here's a better view of that elephant.
Look at that. I like the road closed sign.
Flapping its ears, like the Angola cattle. It's like a
Seems random, but that's part of the theming. You know what I mean?
network of blood
And I really
on the
like.
back
You
of their
really
ears.
feel
As they
a
flap their ears, it
flawless
pulls the blood, it
uh,
circulates through their body.
flow section to section on this safari ride. It does really feel like the animals are all fairly free roaming and can interact with each other if they so wanted to, but there are strategic barriers in place and developments made to ensure that animals that should not commingle won't commingle. And I'm sure we will learn more about that in our retrospective companion podcast. I said companion, weird. I'm not going to start over now. I'm 14 minutes deep in this. Wow. This time it's not a rickety bridge, it's a loud one.
They'll either destroy the crops or eat them.
Are we talking about elephants still?
So of course the farmers get upset, so they'll hunt the elephants so they
Oh.
can come back.
I guess so.
Well, here at Harambe, we don't like that, so
No.
we tried to see what we could do to figure out how to help.
Yeah.
So we partnered with researchers and conservationists.
Okay.
And actually, by studying the herd that we see most often here on Harambe,
Uh-huh.
we've discovered that they're actually scared of bees.
Bees. See,
So up in Kenya, we talked to some farmers and actually built some beehive fences around their fields.
that's what I was talking about.
Now, when the elephants would actually walk towards the fields, the bees would get upset
Okay.
start bucking.
There you go.
Then the elephants would get scared and turn away. Now elephants can talk to each other.
Pretty
They don't cross
fascinating.
long distances.
Uh-huh.
They'd actually be like, hey, don't come over here. There's bees over here. They would turn away. They would not eat the crops or destroy the crops.
How brilliant.
So the farmers were happy.
I mean, right? How brilliant.
The elephants were saved, and the farmers could actually sell.
How do we keep our elephants contained? Well, let's make a fence of beehives.
Now, over here,
Voila. Because you're not going to see beehives and think this feels very human effective or affected, right? Is that what you would call it? Tampered with? Developed on? I don't know.
little finger-like appendages on it.
On what?
They're prehensile as well. They can actually use that to grab anything they want to bring up to their mouth.
Oh, they're trunks.
So delicate, they can actually pick one blade of grass.
Wow. I didn't realize. I guess that makes sense that the tip of an elephant's trunk is kind of like two like prehensile fingers. They could like pinch and pick up. That's pretty fascinating. See, this is one of those rare ride-alongs where there's educational information provided along with it.
Flamboyance of flamingos.
Flamboyance. There's your flamingos, Baney.
Greater flamingos. They're the
He
largest
usually calls them
and
mingos
lightest pink of all
because that's
flamingos.
adorable.
And there's ducks too.
And there are ducks too.
Great
Look at how
numbers.
observant that kid is.
Throughout the course of year to 2 years, with their diet of brine shrimp, they turn that light pink color. The shrimp is
I mean,
actually
come on.
high in beta-carotene.
Look at that. The rotation of that island, that was some not necessarily great camera work. It just really worked out for that shot. Did you see how it twisted and turned? I did. Like I said, we saw a very satisfying amount of animals. Now, I'm not sure if later in the day, like midday, that would be your experience because, as Marissa had pointed out to us before we, started venturing on rides at the park, that we should knock this one out first because, one, we wanted to do it,
Mud pits over
and
there.
two,
A lot of animals will actually use those
we wanted
pull
to
off.
see as many animals as we could. So I don't know how long the line normally gets for this ride, but
If you look up here on your right-hand side, you can
I feel like I'd wait 45 minutes in a line for this. Anything more than that would be kind of, unless you're like an animal freak. Not even necessarily an animal freak, unless you went to this park specifically to see animals and treat it like a zoo, and you weren't so much more invested in like the thrill rides. Yeah, I mean, then wait however long you're comfortable with. But when I go to a Disney park, I'm not necessarily of the mindset of going to a zoo, and I'm unique in that way as well, because like I had mentioned, I grew up next to the San Diego Zoo and the Wild Animal Park. They might call it the Safari Park. I'm not sure. I'm not going to look it up. I don't care. But, when you grew up with that caliber of zoo in your city, you kind of, the bar is set pretty high, and you sort of compare every other zoo or animal attraction to that sort of experience. Oh, a lion. So yeah, I wouldn't go back to Animal Kingdom for the animals. Hey, look at that. See, how a lion at a zoo or a safari park, I feel like, is one of those animals that you really hope to see, but the likelihood is not necessarily there for whatever reasons. But this safari ride, they nailed it. They really, I don't know what the word, developed it in a way to ensure for the most optimal experience in viewing the animals they had. And I really appreciate that. Again, might be associated with the time of day that we decided to ride this ride. So later on, when the heat index increases, maybe there might not be as much animal activity, but so either first thing or last thing that you do at Animal Kingdom, Kilimanjaro Safari, just to ensure that you are able to see as many animals
Now that
as you
spectacular
can.
mane you see on that male
Because, a safari ride and you don't see any animals,
protection
it might
weighs about 40 pounds.
kind of defeats the purpose of it. You know what I mean? So, if you're going to safari ride, definitely heed our advice and do it at an optimal time to see as many animals as possible. Unless you're in it for the plant life
Usually made by animals like
and
warthogs.
the
You can see one laying here in this burrow.
just the scenery, then why not? And ride it whenever you want. But if you're in it for animals,
Warthogs, they think Pumbaa.
yeah, that's exactly who we
That
think.
translates to silly one.
Oh.
However, they're actually very smart.
You can be silly and smart.
Back themselves up. They'll actually back themselves into the burrow. They'll leave
Really?
their tusk facing out for protection.
I mean, that's wise.
Go to the beast ride after. It's called do you know what the beast one is?
What? What is it?
The Yeti.
The Yeti. Oh, yeah. We did go on the Yeti ride. And that'll be on another Vloggentary ride-along.
After this, okay?
After this, maybe I'll put it out after this. Maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll do a ride from a different park. We'll see. I don't know why I'm speaking directly to Bane.
Let's do that after. I'm very brave.
You are very brave. He was very brave. Spoiler alert, he did not want to go on the Yeti ride again after his one experience. So, despite being very brave, it turned out not to be a ride for Baney.
Now this area is actually called Magadi Glen. This does mark the edge of the reserve.
Magadi
Where the warden
Glen.
has the warden's outpost.
Warden's Outpost.
Looks like warden's been working on a couple of projects here.
Okay. Like what?
Several things going on.
Like what?
Started raising Nigerian dwarf goats.
Oh. Dwarf goats. A goat. Finally a goat.
There that the one goat's kind of trying to nibble on, but that's
After
actually
Bane
one of
called
the
16 different animals a goat, we finally come across
Now,
one.
Nigerian dwarf goats are very good for the local community.
Yeah?
They provide a milk that's very rich in vitamins, minerals.
I'm into goat
protein,
milk.
Very high in butterfat, makes an excellent
And goat cheese. Yay, cheese. There we go.
Actually can sell. They'll also eat a lot of the woody underbrush that the other animals won't eat. It just helps keep the areas cleared.
Oh, it really does. I need a couple of goats for my yard. Maybe I will get a goat.
Now, driving through those gates does mean we are exiting out of the reserve.
Ah, there we are.
I hope you had a fantastic time out there.
I hope you guys had a fantastic time. One more time. I hope you had a fantastic time watching this. It would have been much better had I been able to say that with more fluidity and not choking on stumbling over my words. But is what it is. We're not starting over now. So what you? Oh yeah. Keep the ride clean, is what we're being told, and then, as everyone should. Oh, that's beautiful. It's true. Conservation lessons from our Kilimanjaro safari tour guide.
And one thing that I learned fairly recently.
What'd you
was
learn?
Those plastic straws that you get.
Yeah.
They actually can't be recycled. They go right
Oh.
into the landfill.
Yeah.
So if you switch over to reusables, the reusable straws.
And that's why Disney has paper straws that are completely
Right into the dump.
horrendous to use. So yeah, get your own reusable straws. Hey, look at Rylan.
We do not like
Get your own reusable straws
far too final.
because paper straws are nonsensical
Cooperating.
and plastic straws are bad for the environment. So you know,
What was that?
there you go. What was what? A gorilla. Who said gorilla? There's a sweet.
The wait's 10 minutes.
Oh, 10-minute wait for Everest. I think we ended up. Yeah, we did do Everest next. So it's good times. Going to the Yeti. Well, hey guys, thank you. Thanks for watching. This our very first Vloggentary ride along.
Before we go on the Yeti.
Before we go to the Yeti, do what? What do you want to do?
We go on the Yeti.
I'm not sure what he wanted to do before the Yeti. He always tries to bargain when we're at places. Yeah, like I said, I appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to catch the companion podcast that goes along with this, where we will go over everything you didn't know you wanted to know about Kilimanjaro Safari at Disney's Animal Kingdom. There you go, right there. You can find the podcast across all your favorite podcast platforms. While you're listening, why not check out our shop? The best way to support Leal Legacy is to shop our Skeleton Crew store. Skeleton Crew is our lifestyle brand, made for you by us. You know, that helps keep this rickety thing afloat. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting that ding-dong notification bell. And as always, thanks for being a friend and telling a friend.